this is Run the Numbers. My name is Jason. This video here that you're watching is part of the warm-up series on the Run the Numbers channel. That means that this video you'll see me on the go walking through the streets of Los Angeles, California on a beautiful, sunny, and amazing day, where we are also putting this video part of the 100 videos challenge. That is to say that this video is one of 100 videos to be published on YouTube in 100 days. Yes, that's right. We're trying to get a whole lot of content onto the channel in this effort to make all this content that you can enjoy and hopefully have all these things help you, and basically it's there to make sure you have a great personal financial journey. So in that effort, let's talk today about just the finer details, and I want to say corrections of some things that I've mentioned lately, and that is I want to give an update of some very fine particular details of the Chase Freedom Flex. That's the credit card that I use, one upon many of the credit cards that I use, that I have recently made an update video, and I'll put the link in the description to that video. That video being the update in Q2 2024 for the Chase Freedom Flex, kind of what's happening with the announced category spending that earned you up to 5% cash back on certain categories. And they announced that for Q2, this is Chase Bank has announced for Q2, the categories are Amazon.com, hotels, and restaurants. So when I gave an update back in that video, and again, link in the description to the video I'm talking about, I mentioned that I anticipate that I will have very little use of my Chase Freedom Flex, since I have a dedicated Amazon credit card, Amazon Prime usage, that gets me 5% cash back already. So basically, I might as well continue to use that as my payment on Amazon.com. So I'm not going to go reach for the Flex in that use case. As far as hotels, I don't anticipate doing any traveling. That's not my thing. Just simply my family and I, we just don't do all that much traveling. If we do any traveling, it's going to visit family, of which we'll stay with them. So hotel's not going to happen. Okay. Now, the last one I mentioned, that one could be the category that actually does have a little bit of spending that I could do, that I could envision. And that is restaurants. So I wanted to give this update because there's some finer details. I actually saw in something of the finer print, I was reading the finer print so that you don't have to, and what I read was that the dining needs to be from a merchant, a location that is considered a dine-in, so needing to actually eat at that restaurant. Now, of course, there could be a place that has dine-in and just simply you have takeout from that location. But what's key there is that if you're so that might slide. I'm not quite so sure on the particulars on how all that works. I guess you need to have a certain merchant code that recognizes that there is dine-in options. But if there is an establishment that is strictly take out, of which many of the things that I did envision as restaurants that I did think I'd maybe utilize the Chase Freedom Flex for this use case, it's not going to count in that card. And so maybe let's wrap our heads around this with a specific example. So things like bakeries. So there's a particular bakery in a particular part of town that my wife and we like to go, and my wife orders a particular salad from there. She does that on occasion, but it's something that we could have envisioned that maybe use the Chase Freedom Flex in that for that occurrence. It sounds like that's not gonna work. It seems like it's a little bit questionable if something like the pizzeria that we like to go, if that's going to be considered. There is dine-in option, but I know that the majority of folks, either do the takeout, or they'll simply just order something for delivery. So with that being so common, I'm kind of questioning what their merchant code is, and it's to the point where if I even need to question it, I'm just not confident enough that I'm gonna reach and put down the Chase Freedom Flex. Maybe I will, now that I say all this, just simply to do it to learn and be able to maybe give an update, and let you know kind of here's one example and how it all shook out. So I'm not confident at all that really I'm going to be utilizing the Chase Freedom Flex really to any degree. If anything, it might be very seldom. Basically, I envision I could probably count the number of times on one hand. So is that something that changes my outlook for how I'm going to be using in Q2 2024 the Chase Freedom Flex? Yeah, it does change a little bit, and so I'm just not confident I'm going to use it whatsoever, which is fine. I'll have other credit cards that I'll use, and other cards that will be put more into the rotation. But I wanted to give that update to you. As I learned that, I like to pass all the things that I dig in deeper to the details and investigate, and then I pass that knowledge on to you, my wonderful audience. My one other thing of an update regarding the Chase Freedom Flex, again, in the video I made related to the Chase Freedom Flex, was all the rewards and how it was a little bit tough for me to kind of track the progress. So I dug in a little bit deeper to the details there. And yes, the first thing you of course see your account summary, and then on your card for the Chase Freedom Flex, there's a little like details button, and if you click that, it basically goes over into your rewards view of kind of I guess definitely showing what points you have, and it shows if you've activated for that quarter, because with the Chase Freedom Flex you have to go ahead and activate you need to do that at least quarterly to basically kick in all your rewards to be earning. So it shows that either you're needing to activate or you've already activated. It shows that that kind of functionality. And there is a little bit of a progress bar, and that's what I was referring to as to how it was throwing me for a loop as to not being updated and not being accurate whatsoever, because it basically showed I was a little more than halfway of my progress towards the maximum. Again, as a little bit of a review, the maximum is 1,500 of spending dollars in a particular quarter. So doing the math there, roughly about $500 a month. And if you're in a situation, I'm going to go ahead and cross this way. If you're in a situation like I am, where you do a whole lot of wanting to maximize, say, the last Q1 2024 that's about to be ending in about say a week or so. We're at the end of March here as I film this video, March 2024. So a little bit time left to enjoy the category spending of Q1 on the Chase Freedom Flex, and that is, there's a couple of different things, gym usage and other things, but the main one to highlight, and what I of course want to maximize, is my largest expense for the family, and that is grocery store purchases. So of course, I'm trying to max all the way up, and I want that progress bar to be accurate to know whether I can continue reaching for the Chase Freedom Flex as my payment option. And I was very frustrated in that last video. Go watch that video if you're wondering what am I talking about. But I just kind of voiced my frustration as to that progress bar, and basically it's doing me no justice if it's inaccurate, and something of a area of frustration. Well, I happen to see that there is again on that screen that I'm seeing on the webpage there, there is an option after you kind of scroll down beneath the different section of seeing if that quarter is activated, all that. There is a little bit to see some details. So if you dive in a little bit more, you can see some more details. And basically there's a little button there that you can, in fact, click in to see the details of your spending. And from that screen, that little component, you can get a sense as to how far you've been, how much progress you've made. And from there, it updated. So the other screen showed me at something like, $45 out of the $75 of possible rewards for the category that I was trying to earn. So this next, more detailed, that one showed that I was near about like $58 and change, which that too was not accurate to my accounting, because I definitely thought I've gone over. But it also, as far as it showed the most recent things that it was showing being part of that tally, and it basically didn't show some like pending transactions, which was a little confusing because it seemed like those had cleared. Anyway, this is at least it gave me a bit more confidence that my accounting is a bit more accurate. So I'm going to stop spending for now, thinking I in fact have gone over my maximum of the $1,500 in the quarter. So thereby I'm not, for any additional spending, I'm not getting the 5% cash back. So that's a whole lot to give as an update as to I found out some more details, some more information. So go check out that more detailed part if that was an issue for you, seeing your more accurate progress. So hopefully that information, my little investigating that, can be helpful to you. So I want to share that. And then what I mentioned earlier as to what's happening for Q2, that's right around the corner in the category spend on Chase Freedom Flex, is that the restaurants portion is only a dine-in, actual food served at the establishment. At least the merchant needs to be coded accordingly so that your purchase with a credit card counts. So hopefully all that helps. I want to give that as the update for today. If you have any questions about that, put a comment to the video, or just tell me something else as a comment in the video that in fact you like having all this very granular information. If you're like, no, go back over to other, investment ideas. Go over to all other things that maybe you'd like me to talk about. Let me know that. But I'm thinking you're enjoying knowing all the things that I spend crazy amount of times investigating, and the little details that I know that I'm like, oh, I got to pass this information on. So that's what I did today, and I'll leave you there. All right, gotta run.